evening and welcome everyone to another episode of KI Tee Vee. I'm Karen Reeves-Toppin, the accountability coach, and I'm so happy to be welcoming you for another episode. If you've not heard of KI Tee Vee, let me tell you a little bit about it. Now, KI Tee Vee is a product of Key Inspirations, which is my business. I'm the founder and owner of Key Inspirations. And Key Inspirations is here to assist small and medium enterprises with developing themselves and reaching their targets in a timely manner so that they can achieve the progress and the growth that they would like to. Not only do I cater for small businesses, however, if you've got a charity, a project, or maybe a personal event that you'd like to get some assistance in making sure that you achieve your targets or your goals, get in touch with me on keyinspirations@gmail.com and let's see how we can work together. So KI Tee Vee is here as a space for you as a small or medium enterprise to showcase your business in a manner that is suitable to you. So if you are a chef and you want to be in your kitchen cooking while you are presenting, that's absolutely fine. In fact, I love food, so let's do that, shall we? Yes. KI Tee Vee is here for you. It costs you absolutely nothing to come on. It's free. And so I want to invite you, if you've got a business that you are looking for another platform, you want to advertise or broadcast to a different circle, get in touch with me, Key Inspirations on gmail.com, and let's book you a slot on the show. So today, I am really excited to talk to the guest that we've got. This is a young lady that I met virtually while I was attending a profile builder challenge in March of this year. I think it was March, either March or April. I think it was March of this year. And this particular young lady stood out. She was chatty, she was talkative, she networked really well with people. And I said to myself, once I started this project, I have to have her on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you today relationship coach, author, and speaker, Ms. Helen Snape. Helen, welcome to the show.
Hi, Karen. Hi, thank you for having me on. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's just great to have you here. I knew from when we did the Profile Builder Challenge that if we were able to meet up with people, you would be one of the people that I wanted to meet up. Your energy is just overflowing. You know, it bubbles, it boils, and I really want to understand what's at the bottom of it and how you transfer that into your business skills.
Oh, I love talking about energy. Yeah, it's one of the things that I've been learning to hold on to my energy better, because that's actually one of the key things that I've had to learn to do, and I now help other people to do, strangely enough.
Great stuff. All right, so tell us a little bit about who is Helen. I always start my shows with that. Just tell us a little bit about you.
So I'm Helen. I live in Woking in Surrey with my partner. I love hugging trees. I love singing. I love hula hooping. I'm a relationship coach. I used to work in human resources and training. I'm a qualified mediator, mentor. What else do you want to know?
That's quite a lot. You used to work in HR and HR and resources. Did you say?
Yeah, human resources and training.
Okay, and you've got that training. Brilliant. So is that something that you have then brought with you into what it is that you're doing now?
Yeah, there are elements of it because I used to do a lot of group work. And I now do group coaching. And so a lot of like the facilitation skills that I learned have translated. And also in the mediation work that I was doing, obviously I was helping people have difficult conversations with each other. And that has been really helpful in supporting my clients, because one of the things that they often struggle with is conflict situations. Like they run away from conflict like it's the plague. So, and I used to as well. I mean, I still don't love conflict. Oh my God, no. But you know, I've got a lot better, a lot more skillful and confident in being able to have hard conversations with people.
Okay. So was it an easy transition? Because you said you used to be in HR. How long ago was that? And was it an easy transition for you to go from being sort of an employee to working on your own, being a coach?
I left my HR job a couple of years ago to go and train in coaching, to get a qualification, basically. And the transition was hard, actually, because I'd spent, good like 20 years being employed, 9 to 5 job, having that structure. And then suddenly my time was my own. And like, on the one hand, that's amazing, because it's like suddenly I was like, I'm free, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want to do it. And so I think I really enjoyed that for quite a time, actually, just having that freedom. And then gradually I began to realize that I needed some more structure in my days. And I'm not naturally good at structure, and so I've had to get some help with that. And actually, that's one of the things I've had to learn to do as well, is getting help where I need it, and realizing that I can't do everything by myself, no matter how much I really wanted to. Yeah.
It's really good to hear you say that as a coach, because sometimes the persona that comes up from coaches is that I don't go through any areas of difficulty, which is why I'm qualified to talk to you. Personally, I'd rather speak to someone who identifies with the areas of difficulty that I have, and can say, okay, there are days that I still struggle with this, but I know the tools to get through it, and therefore I can coach you. Do you find that sometimes your clients are more like that, or do you get more people gravitating towards you that believe you are sort of the what you call it, the oracle?
Oh, I hope they don't think I'm the oracle. Yeah, I never kind of hold myself out as, I've done the journey and that's all done now. God, no. I see myself as almost like, how like tennis coaches are, not necessarily the best tennis players in the world, but they know the techniques, they know how to frame the mindset, and so they can support the best tennis players in the world. And I kind of see myself more on that level. It's like, I know what it's like to be really stuck in people pleasing and to really suffer in your relationships. I know what the journey looks like to get out of that. And I would say that I'm quite a way on my journey, but mainly it is that I've learned, what works and what doesn't. And so it's really beautiful to see my clients go on their own journeys and to support them to go really far.
Okay, so could you tell me, who is your market? What demographic are you targeting?
So my ideal client is a woman that has trouble basically saying yes to herself, because she's saying yes to everyone else all the time. So it is the person that gives and gives and gives to their own detriment. There's nothing wrong with being like caring and wanting to look after other people, but when you find that you're just so stressed out all the time, you have no time for yourself, you feel overwhelmed because you're probably overcommitting to what everybody else wants you to do, then it's an issue, and it really can poison your relationships. Yeah.
So relationships as in marital relationships, or these will be relationships with friends?
All of your relationships, basically. Yeah. I mean, people have come to me because they have issues with a romantic partner, but other people have come to me because they're having issues with relating to their parents or to their children, and they maybe don't know how to set appropriate boundaries with them, or they're so worried about like hurting other people's feelings, so they don't speak up for themselves, and then they kind of end up resenting the other person because they've ended up agreeing to do stuff that they didn't really want to do.
Oh, okay. Yes, I understand the type of person that you're talking about. No, sounds like me, but just a little bit. I think I've finally learned the value of saying no.
Mm-hmm. It's like, it's such a small word, isn't it? But it's huge. It is huge.
It is. It does make a big, big difference to self-esteem, to your mental state, to the dynamics of relationships. And so it's. I'm glad to hear that that you're in that field and that you're helping. So it's only women that you help specifically. You don't work with men.
I do work with men as well, but my Facebook group is for women only, because I really wanted to create a safe space for them to be able to kind of share their issues and their struggles, and also their wins.
Okay, so tell us about your Facebook group then.
Yeah, my Facebook group is Recovering People Pleasers Women Only, and it is a space for people to share, the things that they're struggling with, but then also to support each other. And I deliver weekly videos on particular topics. So each month has a topic. It gives us a theme for the month, so that people can really kind of get into deep with it and ask any questions that they've got about it. Yeah.
So is it do you do lives inside? I'm assuming that it's a private group.
It is a private group, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you do lives within the group so that people can, ask questions and so on and so forth, and
yes.
during life.
Yes, yeah, I do Facebook Lives in the group, occasionally bring in people from outside to interview them on topics that I know will be of interest to them. And I obviously, in the group, I share anything that I've written, so that they can kind of go a bit deeper with the topic.
Okay. For instance, you've just published an article, or rather, you've just been quoted in an article that was published in the Life Coach Directory. And you've been quoted, and the topic that you were quoted on, I'm reading it, is self-trust is an essential foundation for confidence. How did you find, or how did the Life Coach Directory find you?
I'm a member of the Life Coach Directory. So, it really is like just an online directory of coaches. And I wrote that article about confidence quite some time ago. And what they've done is they've pulled together, I think it's six coaches and their advice about how to build your confidence. And they chose me as one of those 6 coaches to quote, which is really lovely. And I do believe that there are 2 distinct layers to our confidence. There's the confidence in our abilities, so things like when you're learning to drive, or you're learning a new language, or you're learning to type, or something like that. But what sits underneath that, or should sit underneath that, is your confidence in yourself.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Many organisations want to ensure that they have an effective, diverse and inclusive workforce, but they may not have the resources to buy in the expertise of a diversity consultant. So allow me to introduce you to Diversity Essentials 101, your starter toolkit. Now, this has been designed for business owners who want to be up to speed with what's going on around diversity, inclusion and equity, and to make sure that they are fully compliant. So what's included? You will get 2 types of training, one on the Equality Act and looking at the 9 protected characteristics, and the other on implementation techniques and strategies you can introduce into your business. You will also get access to an unconscious bias checklist, as well as diversity exercises you can use with your team, and you'll also get extra resources to use at your own leisure. So if you're interested in what you've heard, feel free to press the link and I'll see you inside Diversity Essentials.
It's very important that if we're going to be stepping out, especially if we're talking about being fair and active in relationships and having, maintaining a level playing field in any sort of relationship that you're in, it's important that you know yourself, that you're confident in yourself, or else, as you very aptly put it, you will be saying yes to all of the wrong things and kind of over promising yourself to a variety of people. Now, because you are a relationship coach and because this is the area that you're dealing with, how important is it for someone to when they come to you to say, I have an issue with this, how important is it for them to have, say, a solid, supportive family behind them?
It's great if they do, but it's not a requirement. I mean, a lot of people have difficulties with their family relationships, and some people have quite dysfunctional families. I think there is a lot of work that you can do for yourself and on yourself that will help you to increase your own happiness and to show up in relationships in the way that you want to show up, that will help you attract more positive relationships and may help transform some of your existing relationships. But there's no guarantee of that because, of course, a relationship is between two people, and, you can't force the other person to change in a way that they don't want to change.
Fair enough. Okay, so you are also an author. What have you written?
I've contributed to Unzenable, which is a guide on how to stress less and do less and be more. And it's just a beautiful collection of reflections from different kind of experts on what has helped them to learn to stress less and do less and just be. I'm also writing a chapter for a book which is a little bit kind of secret at the moment, but that will be coming out in February next year. So I'm working on it as we speak.
Oh, great. So that's something that you're going to be working on over Christmas so that it can come out in February. That's brilliant. We'll look forward to that then. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And what specifically are you going to be doing over Christmas? Everybody's always looking for a deal, looking for a bargain. So and not only that, sometimes relationships are most stressed throughout this holiday season. So what will you be available to do, or what can you make available to others to access?
Yeah. So some of December will be me preparing for the next round of my group coaching program, which is basically on how to stop people pleasing for good. Yeah. And really that is very kind of structured because it takes you through the different steps that you need to be able to build solid boundaries that last. But what I'm going to do before Christmas is put together something around mindfulness for boundary setting, because I believe that mindfulness techniques and practices are actually like fundamental to being able to have healthy relationships and build boundaries. And I know that it works because it's worked for me, and I've introduced a lot of people like one-to-one on it. But what I want to do is create something that is accessible for a lot of people, as you say, so they have some tools to use in the run-up to what can be a quite stressful holiday period.
Yeah. Okay. 2020 has been an extremely challenging year for most businesses. We have been struggling economically with the impact and effects of COVID-19. So where were you? Where was your business positioned when we went into lockdown? Tell us about how you pivoted your business and what new things you had to put in place to ensure that your business is still able to carry on today.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate, I think, in that because I'm a coach, I can transfer a lot of my coaching to online. So whilst I had been seeing some clients face to face locally, I could transfer them either to online or to telephone coaching. But when we first went into lockdown, I was primarily doing one-to-one coaching. And actually a lot has grown since then. I went through a period where, you know, I just felt kind of depressed and miserable about just the whole COVID situation. And I just felt like, oh, what can I do? What can I do? And something changed in me. Maybe I just stopped feeling sorry for myself.
And what a point to come to, isn't it?
Yeah. And I just started asking people whether they would be interested in a group coaching program, and started getting some feedback on that. And within a month, I'd somehow like signed up a bunch of people to do a group program on how to stop people pleasing. And then it suddenly became real and I needed to deliver it. And so I ran my first program over the summer. So that kept me pretty busy. And then I thought, actually, I could do this again. And so now I'm in the second round of a group coaching program. And on top of that, I've been developing some webinars. So to just to kind of add value to my community and to different communities. So I've been running one on how to say no in relationships. And another one on how to handle difficult conversations with confidence.
How to handle difficult conversations with confidence. That is actually a really, really important one to have. I hope that you get a lot of people subscribing to that one, because from my experience, I've worked in a number of sectors. I think there's only 3 sectors of all of the types of sectors there are in the world. There's only 3 sectors I have never worked in, but in every single one, that is one thing that people struggle with. They either get too angry and blow up, or they back down, they say nothing, absolutely nothing, so then they get the volcano effect, so they hold it in and hold it in and hold it in and hold it in, and then when the straw drops, the volcano explodes. Or they do nothing and just keep running. So I really hope that if I had to make a recommendation, that would be the one that I would recommend most people do, because that is something that we can use in our everyday lives, because there's always a situation where there's a difficult conversation, whether it's with your partner, with your child, with the person on the street that has just bumped your shoulder and you don't want to be bumped. You know, there's always that time, that period of time. So great, kudos. How has the uptake of the program been?
Yeah, I mean, for the webinars, people have been showing up for that, and I've had some really lovely feedback on those webinars, because I think I go a bit deeper with it than you maybe get in other places. Like I've really thought quite deeply about, you know, what is it fundamentally that we need to be doing, and how do we need to be showing up differently, and how do we, for example, hold on to our energy so that we don't kind of disappear and then just stay quiet when actually we really want to be saying something. And that is quite a journey to go on.
It is, it really is. And it's really good to know that there's someone out there who is willing to sort of hold your hand, but not too much, and give you the kind of guidance that is needed, especially at a time like this where people are still very uncertain about, you know, what's actually going to happen. You know, they say 2020 was the year with a lot of great disappointment, and therefore 2021 is a year of great expectation. And I trust that people are getting ready, you know, to make that mind shift. I think there's a lot of people that have taken too long to make the shift in the mind to do something different, and many people have given up. What you're offering here is hope. You're offering hope and a way forward. and you're giving a blueprint to do it. And most people, if you're trying to build a house, you do get drawings, you get a blueprint so that you can follow the blueprint. Helen Snape is offering us a blueprint to get that mindset of hope back in your head, back in your heart, back in your hands, so that we can get up in 2021. And even if we've got to find a new way of doing things, Helen is there to help. Brilliant, amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, Helen. So in 2021, we've got a few things to look forward to from you. We've got the book, we've got the writing, and is there anything else that we've got that we can look forward to in 2021 from you?
Oh, you're gonna have to wait and see. Like, I'm always coming up with new ideas, right? And it's just, just seeing kind of what most helps people.
Yes.
Tried a few things out and they crash and burn, and then other things people really love. So it's just, there's always going to be new stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll definitely look forward to seeing that. It's really been good having this chat with you. Before we go, in discussion with you, I found out that you like singing.
I do.
But are you confident enough, Helen, to sing a little something for us?
Oh gosh, I'm not sure if I could. I have occasionally sang along with my guitar on Facebook. Like that is out there somewhere. But what has been really...
Oh my gosh, wait, you play guitar as well?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, not
really come up in the conversation.
Yeah, just well enough for me to accompany myself, right?
Okay.
And I've experimented with playing my guitar and singing along on Facebook Lives, and what I discovered was that, whereas I'd been singing the song beautifully before I pressed the record button, when I hit the record button, my voice, like, I choke. I can still about sing, I can, but I can feel the strain on my voice. So, I know I have to work on myself more, because, obviously there's something very deeply psychological going on that's just, no, this isn't happening. Yeah.
You probably just need to relax a little bit. I do this, well, not quite, but something sort of similar happens to me as well, where even though I've been singing for years, every time I step on a stage, or every time I step in front of a camera or something like that, my voice, there's a stress and the tension that goes up a notch, because you kind of put yourself under that pressure. So it may be just that you need to do a few relaxations, or a few exercises before you sing, but we can talk about that. So no singing for Helen today.
not today. I wouldn't want to, injure your listeners' ears.
Helen, thank you so very much for being here. It's really been a joy to have you. I've smiled and smiled from ear to ear listening to what it is that you're doing. I think that what you're doing is amazing. It's a great work. It's a necessary thing at this stage, but it's great to know that there is help just a button away, whether it's a phone call or an internet search away. Helen Snape is there to help, and the people can reach out to you to help. How can we find you? Tell us about your social media contacts.
Yeah, the easiest way to find me is my website, which is helensnape.com. I'm also on Facebook as Helen Snape Coaching, and on Instagram as helen.snape.
All right, great. So we're going to make sure that those are pinned in the comments below this episode, and people know how to find you with just one click. So once more, thanks, Helen. Thank you so much for coming and sharing so candidly. It's really been a joy. I'd love to have you back next year, once your writings are published and everything is out. I want to have you back to talk about that, and to even if it's just, maybe a 5-minute snippet, just to talk about what it is that you've done. But let's keep the relationship going, keep our listeners and viewers aware of what it is that you're offering and doing. Yes?
Awesome. That sounds brilliant.
Great stuff. I also want to say thank you so very much to those who have watched KI Tee Vee today. I really hope that you have enjoyed this episode as much as we've enjoyed making it for you. And remember, if you have a project, a business, and you are looking for an opportunity to present it, get in touch with me, keyinspirations@gmail.com. I'm Karen Reeves, Topping, the accountability coach, and we will book you a slot on the show. So until the next episode, stay positive, stay safe, and bye for now.